Hello, business calculus folks. What we're going to be doing today is doing some differentiating. Please note that in order to follow this video, you should take a look at these 5 rules in section 3.1. You're going to need those to understand what's going on when I do the differentiation. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at these 3 functions and differentiate. So I want to find f prime of x. Here's that ddx notation I told you about. That means take the derivative of what follows. The first thing I'm going to do, since I see a sum here, is I'm going to use the sum rule. So I'm going to break these up. So note that I'm using ddx to talk about the fact that I'm going to take the derivative of each of these things. Now I've got a 4 out in front. It's a constant multiple. It's a number times my function. So I can bring that out. All right, so what happens here? I've got a 4 outside. I have a power function, x to an exponent. So I'm going to bring that exponent down, 5 times x. I'm going to subtract 1 from that exponent. Also, according to the constant rule, the derivative of a constant is 0. So I have a plus 0 there. So simplifying, I have 20x to the 4th. And that's my first derivative. Let's get rid of that and try our second one. So g prime of x is going to be ddx of that expression. Again, I've got a sum between this quadratic and this linear function. So I'm going to break things up using the sum rule. Make sure that looks like an x. Just like last time, we've got a constant multiple. So we're going to pull that out in front. Minus 2 ddx of x squared plus dx of 3x minus 1. So what are we going to get? Well, we're going to get negative 2, take the derivative of x squared, use the power rule, so the 2 comes down, x to the first, because the exponent goes down by 1, and then we have this linear function. By the rule for the linear function, the derivative is always the slope. So we've got a plus 3. So we will have negative 4x plus 3. And that's our derivative. All right, let's erase that. And finally, let's take care of our last one. H prime of x is going to be, all right, you've seen this already, ddx of everything that follows. All right, I see a difference, I see a sum, so we're going to break this up. Since I've got a difference here, I'll have minus the derivative of 6x cubed, and then I'll use that sum difference rule again to break out a 13. Time to bring out the constants. So I'm using that constant multiple rule here. And hey, the derivative of a constant is 0, so I'm going to get 0. Time to use the power rule. The 4 is going to come down. X cubed, subtract 1 from the exponent, minus 6 times 3, x squared, because we subtract 1 from the exponent. So we're going to get 28 x cubed minus 18 x squared. And there are some excellent examples of differentiating polynomials.